What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Dillion, the body snatcher Whyte, and Andy Ruiz. Dillian Whyte trolls Andy Ruiz once again. He says, "See you later, fat guy." Dillian Whyte trolls Andy Ruiz. Of course, we know the WBC mandatory challenger Dillian Whyte mocked Andy Ruiz for calling him out recently, okay? Recently, Andy Ruiz ran a poll on Twitter. The former WBA, IBF, and WBO and IBO champion asked his followers to pick the better boxer between himself and Dillian Whyte. Andy Ruiz says, "Who do you got? Retweet me and let me know." Dillian Whyte responds to that, okay? He says Whyte has made a name for himself in the trash-talking department, from top-ranked boxers to mixed martial artists. He has sparred no one, and as expected, the Brit was quick enough to tweet back at Ruiz. Wow. Similarly unimpressed with Ruiz, Whyte told him to eat cakes and stated that Ruiz was not serious about fighting Whyte in the first place. He says, "Go eat cakes, man. When we made you offers to fight, you wasn't serious. Now you spend half your money in sweets. You looking for a payout. See you later, fat guy." Of course, we know Whyte is scheduled to fight Alexander Povetkin next. Originally, the bout was scheduled to take place in May, but the pandemic pushed it back to July. Unfortunately for both men, it was postponed again. Finally, the duo agreed to a clash on August 22nd. Okay. And you have to look at the position Whyte's in, okay? Because I believe Whyte. I'm just going to go out and say I believe Whyte, because I believe he sent that offer to Andy, and I don't think Andy was ready. But I don't think Andy wanted to admit to the public that he was ready. But the problem was, right after that, maybe a week and a half, a week or two after that, Luis Ortiz called him out. And he told Ortiz, "I need a rematch. I need a tune-up." And then, of course, Ruiz was like, "What the hell you need a tune-up for? You know, you're the former heavyweight champion of the world. You're the former unified heavyweight champion of the world. So what you need a tune-up for?" Right? So you can't tell me that you claim that Dillian Whyte didn't send offers, or it was fake, and it was a fake offer, when then you turn around the next best fighter, you know, or equal or lesser value fighter, right, calls you out, and then you give another excuse why you can't fight him. But you so claim that you wanted to fight Dillian Whyte, but you couldn't fight Luis Ortiz. It just doesn't make sense. That's why I believe Dillian Whyte. I believe they offered him $4 million. They would have settled for $5 million. He called it fake. He wasn't ready. If he wasn't ready for Ortiz, what makes you think he's going to be ready for Whyte? Okay? So then you okey-doke him. You come back and you double back and say, "Hey, yeah. Hey, guys, you guys want to see me fight Dillian Whyte? We wanted to see you fight Dillian Whyte before he made the Povetkin fight." That would have been the fight we wanted to see, because then we can see what else can you do in the heavyweight division. Not Chris Arreola, okay? I would have loved the Ortiz fight. But you look at it, them guys, Dillian Whyte, Andy Ruiz, same age, right? Similar resume, mutual fighters. You know, that would be the fight that was more competitive. And what's killing boxing is, the sport that I love, that I hate so much, is when a fighter turns down an opportunity to fight someone on his equal, only to take a fight with a fighter that is not his equal. That shit I cannot stand, okay? And this is just what's happening with the sport of boxing. And a lot of PBC fights have gone that route to take a bunch of easy fights nobody asked for, nobody wants to see, nobody doesn't even know these guys a lot of the times, you know? And that's what happens. And Andy Ruiz is taking that PBC route because he's taking the easy route. He wants some small paychecks. As long as they're high six-figure numbers, he's going to take it. He'll take a Chris Arreola fight for $800,000 if he can avoid a Dillian Whyte fight that's actually a true challenge for $4 or $5 million. because he knows, hey, my name stands in PBC and it always will be, right? But you think about what Dillian Whyte, what is he going to do after he fights Povetkin, and if he beats Povetkin? Do you think he's going to worry about Andy Ruiz now? Andy Ruiz, that ship has sailed because he had ample opportunity to be that man beside of Dillian Whyte instead of Povetkin, and he didn't do it. Okay? And that's obviously he didn't want a tough challenge. So why are you going to call out Dillian Whyte as though you want to fight him now? You don't want to fight him now. You haven't even started training officially with Eddie Reynoso and the Reynosos. So how are you going to make people think, hey, who's a better fighter? Is it me or Dillian Whyte? I mean, dude, fight him. You should have fought him. Now this guy is mandatory, is coming up. So why would he deal with you now? You know, I mean, that would be great of him if he did, but he didn't have to. You know what I mean? I mean, a lot of fighters wouldn't. Like, why would he deal with you and they offered you a contract? I know the buildup, and I think really Andy Ruiz's objective is what he does, hey, call out Dillian Whyte, keep the name out there, keep the seed planted. So maybe if Dillian Whyte doesn't get his opportunity, that fight might be around the corner. That may or may not happen. I hope it happens for the sake of watching the fight. But Andy Ruiz, he messed over his opportunities. And you don't do that. But he knew, hey, I'm not a DAZN fighter originally. I'm not a Matchroom fighter. I'm a PBC fighter. So I can fight in my own banner on my own platform. He knew that. That's what he's doing. But then he wants people to believe, yeah, I'm going to fight this guy. If you're going to fight a PBC fighter, wonderful. Fight Ortiz. Oh, well, I need to tune up for that. Well, we know Luis Ortiz is older. You know, you need a tune up for a 41-year-old man? Think about it. That sounds suspect. But anyway, the trolling continues, guys. You guys tell me what you think. On top of that, this is the last thing that Dillian Whyte says. He says, forget Andy Ruiz. I want Joshua or Tyson Fury after Povetkin. Forget Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz has got a big fight with diabetes at the minute. Not type 1, not type 2, not type 2, the bad one, Whyte said. Ruiz, on the other hand, is trying to fight his way back to the title after defeating Joshua in 2019. We know that story, but you know, again, that confirms the ship has sailed. He doesn't want to fight Andy Ruiz, so Andy Ruiz lost his opportunity, and that's that. You guys tell me what you think about Dillian Whyte's comments. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.